here we are. So I just want to say that in the case where there isn't a new post in the Patreon for the women's meditation, just know it'll be on a Tuesday night, and just to use the prior link, because then that way, like today, for some reason I was trying to do it on my phone and it wasn't working for me, so I texted Sydney to see if she could do it, but I think she might be busy right now, so she wasn't able to. So if you cannot find a new link or a new post in the Patreon, just use the previous link, because I think that'll just kind of take any confusion out, just in case. And then I think I'll just make a post earlier Monday, or early morning Tuesday. So let's see. We've had our Leo full moon. Moving through the season here, all planets direct. So what do we need to know from the divine feminine to the space for all that are here live and on the replay? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. Kind of curious if anyone else that reads cards, if they also hear numbers. I'll hear like 7 from the top or 4 from the bottom or something. So that's just how I see it. But tonight I heard the 16th card. So that is Medicine Woman, from the Mayan, I believe she's Mayan, Mayan Goddess Ixchel. And her message says that you are a channel for divine healing power. So this is actually pretty cool. As we take our power back with this Leo full moon kind of waning. So let's see, Miss Ixchel has been revered since Miss Ixchel has been revered since ancient times as a Mayan moon goddess, who with her husband, the sun god, gave birth to other Mayan gods. As the embodiment of the moon, Ixchel is intimately connected to the tides of water. She's believed to control rain flow and all aspects of water. In fact, she's called Lady Rainbow, as her essence is infused in the water dropped with prisms that create rainbows. So next time you see a rainbow, just, say, hey, Ixchel. Aside from that, as a mother goddess, Ixchel also helps with fertility and childbirth. She's also a powerful healer who remembers the origin of human life upon the planet. Can we get some of that, please? She can connect you to your foundational roots as a spiritual healer. So, more than likely, if you feel called to heal or you get messages of healing or being a healer, tap into that. Sometimes if you feel like maybe that's not for you this particular lifetime, it is because you actually have been a healer in a past life. So maybe you were, a shaman in a past life. You could have been a medicine woman. You could have been an alchemist, or like a magician, like Merlin, but a female version, I guess a mage. You could be, what else? As a healer in a past life. What was I going with this? Like the wise elder, or the wise woman of the tribe, one of the leaders. So you can definitely be a healer in a lot of different ways, and maybe the way that shows up for you, the way you might have that mentally constructed this lifetime, it doesn't have resonance, but that doesn't mean you can't call on those powers or draw on those powers from past lives, so that if you have any particular things that need healing now, at least you have the knowledge innately on a soul level to help you to transmute, to heal, cure, things like that. So even if you may not feel called to help heal others, you can call upon your past lives as a healer, as a medicine woman, to help you heal anything for yourself personally, because it always starts with self anyways. That's pretty much how intuitive development classes and Reiki is. You always got to start with yourself first. So, all right. So with that being said, Just take a moment to let that message land wherever it may within your mind, heart, or spirit. Just see and notice how your body responds to this message of being a medicine woman. Maybe you feel some resistance. Maybe you feel some uncertainty. Maybe some confusion. Maybe you are clear in your knowing that in some life, near or far, you were once a medicine woman, powerful healer, a channel for divine healing power. And so, whatever it is that you may do now, as far as an occupation or career, let your mind just drift off to a place using your imagination, pretending that you're just going on a little journey. Journey into a past that shows you the power that you have within you, a power that has been passed on through generations to you, for you, and through you for next generations. As you allow your mind to wander, you just take some deep breaths, allowing the crown and the space between the brows to soften, giving yourself permission to see clearly, to know with certainty, to communicate with the divine clearly, sense and to feel certainty. And sometimes, first thing that comes to mind is what needs to be acknowledged. So as you allow your mind to just wander and to just imagine, maybe you pretend and tap into that inner childlike quality, creating visuals within the mind, and maybe just seeing it all play out on the screen, as if you're watching a TV or a movie theater screen within the mind's eye. And you begin to see yourself dress accordingly to the role that you are playing in this movie, the story within your mind. Notice what you're wearing, how you're adorned. Notice if there's any jewelry, any supplements, any tools. Allow yourself to expand your vision. Maybe you start to see the land beneath your feet, the space that you're in. Maybe you begin to see the people around you. And as you travel through this particular time stamp, your soul's journey and all the wisdom that it has brought forth to you for this life, notice if there's any similarities between the life that you are living right here, right now, and the life where you serve as a healer, a channel, a medicine woman. What similarities read a little bit more into the story. Maybe jewelry that you are adorned with and the clothing that you're wearing signifies something: status, skill, expertise. Maybe it was passed on to you from the generation before, the ancestors that have given you the gift of healing, its power, courses through your veins. It is a part of who you are. Even if it feels as if you're just there in imagination, you're just daydreaming or pretending within the mind, I'm willing to bet at some point within your genetic lineage, your ancestry, someone was a healer of some sort. And especially if you have any roots of ancestors with indigenous practices, their ancient wisdom lies within you and can help you navigate these modern day times. The rituals, devotional practices, honoring the cycles and rhythms of nature, allowing yourself to be in the flow of Mother Earth. Reconnecting to the earth, to your body. Doing so, you remember that you are channel for divine healing power. You see, commanding power is not the same as demanding power. Commanding power means that it is already within you. Demanding power comes from a place of lack. Demanding comes from a childlike place similar to throwing a tantrum, simply based upon the fear that the change, your desires, will be withheld. But when you stand in your power, commanding is simply based upon the sure and steady knowledge that you are a part of the Great Spirit's grace and wisdom. It's as if you're a lightning rod, a magic wand that can conduct your power. Simply connect to the power through the unyielding clarity within your psyche and your thought process. So picture this. Divine, heavenly energy in the form of light coming down through the ethers, down to the ceiling, and it hovers just for a moment above the crown of your head. And as this light begins to build brighter and brighter, stronger, and more powerful and potent, you begin to focus your thoughts on a particular intention or desire that you have for yourself. Something you would like to send healing to. And as this light begins to pour down into the crown, down into the mind, you visualize yourself sending that light into that desire, that intention, that space or place that needs healing, to electricity simply through the power of your mind, sending that light, sending any of your intentions to support that space or place or desire. And being sure not to waver for a moment. Be sure and steady, and knowing that you are a conduit of power and that it already resides within you. And that light pouring down into the crown and into the mind will continue to move down, following spine all the way down, grounding down into the pelvic floor as if it's growing roots down through the legs, down into the earth. Imagine yourself conducting power, divine heavenly power from above into your crown, into the mind, into the heart space, down through the arms, to your hands and fingertips. Feel the power that lies within your hands. It's like electricity moving through your body, about a vibration, frequency. And as this power fills you from head to toe, you allow yourself to continue being poured into, being filled with light, and channeling this light to whatever it is that you choose to send it to. Connect to an even bigger source. Allow it to amplify your natural power. Allow yourself to be assisted, supported in whatever it is that you are sending healing to. If it is for yourself, if it is for a particular area of yourself, whether it's your mind or your emotions or your womb space, your knee, your neck or shoulder, somewhere physical within your body or emotional, you're holding it within your heart. It's causing tension within the mind. Just place your hand there. And just imagine this light coming down from above, pouring into your crown, flowing down your hand, activating the palms of your hands and fingertips. And this light begins to move and flow from the palms of your hands to wherever you have your hand at this time. And as you draw down this powerful light energy, you also feel yourself drawing up that life force energy from Mother Earth. She is here to support you in this healing. She is here for groundedness, for stability, to feel safe and secure, and to create a strong foundation for your healing power. And so just allow yourself to draw up this earth energy all the way up through the legs, and through the torso, into the heart space. this way ensures that you're a steady connector of the infinite, from the infinite, to the infinite. In other words, spirit is all around you, through you, and to whomever or whatever you are healing. Feel this electricity moving through the body. And maybe it feels soft and gentle, loving. Maybe it feels strong and powerful. Notice the flow of energy and light moving through you. Recognizing how powerful the imagination is, and allowing you to not only access the past life, but also allowing you to harness the power of spirit and the elements all around you, for you embody all of the elements of nature. You are an integral part of nature, the divine expression of spirit above, earth below, fire, air, water within. Your body being the earthly vessel. Your body holding 70% water in this vessel. This vessel is kept at a warm 98.6 degrees. This is the fire that burns within you. And the air that flows as you breathe in and out. Spirit that composes your consciousness, your character, your truth. Is there another space or place in your mind or heart or body that you would like to send a healing to? If it's something within the mind, just visualize it. And you can place both hands on the sides of your temples, imagining yourself receiving light energy, light codes from above, coming into your crown, cycling through as it moves to the heart space, into the arms, hands, palms. Whatever it is that you are holding within the mind's eye, just imagine light pouring out of your hands into the center of your head, into that image that you are holding within the mind's eye. Allow this light that you are channeling, that is flowing through the headspace, allow it to bring a sense of calmness to the mind, maybe some inspiration or enlightenment. Maybe the images within the mind's eye begin to shape shift or to change as you continue to send and channel this light energy into it. Just observe and see what you notice. Allow yourself to just have fun, to be imaginative and creative. There's something within the heart space, emotional healing that you are desiring. can place one hand on the heart space and the other on the low belly, which is where we hold some of our deeper, suppressed and repressed emotions. And for emotional healing, as you have one hand in the heart space and one in the sacral, just allow yourself to feel into things that are weighing heavy on your heart, things that are causing emotional disturbance. And as you channel that light from above, down through the head and through the hands, into the heart, into the sacral chakra, your womb space, allow yourself just to feel those areas being filled with light. And allow this light to dissolve any darkness or heaviness. Allow it to assist you in feeling emotionally lighter, freer, clearer, balanced. Sometimes when we're sending healing to ourselves or to others, the hands, as the chakras held within the center of the palms of your hands become activated, you may notice a feeling of warmth. It's as if a gentle but healing heat is moving through the palms of your hands. And if this is something that you experience, that is perfectly okay. And if not, that is also perfectly okay. Know that you are a healer. You are being healed right now. There is something physically that you would like healed, whether it's your digestive system, your reproductive system. Maybe you'll send some healing to your breast tissue, your lymphatic system. If there's anything else you would like to send the healing to in your physical body, just take a moment to rub your hands together and build a little energy. As you rub your hands and they begin to get a little warm, then when you're ready, you'll just place the palms of your hands into those areas, the belly for digestive healing. You can place your hands on the back of your torso to give your kidneys a healing. Place them making the shape of a triangle over your womb space for reproductive healing. Maybe you decide to send yourself a healing for your eyesight, or if you have a toothache, you can place your hands over the eyes or on the sides of the jaw, wherever you feel like you would desire physical healing. Placing the hands over the breasts, maybe the knees, the ankle. Just visualize light flowing through you, through your hands, into those areas of your body, open, ready, and willing to receive this divine healing light. And know that as you're being assisted, facilitating this healing for yourself, that a situation between you and a loved one is also being healed, and that you must honor your healing knowledge and abilities. If you feel called, perhaps it's time to learn about healing modalities, perhaps teaching healing arts. Maybe you begin a healing practice. If you have one established, this is an opportunity to receive support in continuing, expanding, and growing your healing practice, whether it's for yourself or for others. All of your self-care rituals are also healing practices. Honor yourself for the divine healing power that channels and flows through you, medicine woman. What is something that you desire for healing? It can be for yourself, it can be for someone else, it can be for the entire world. It can be not just a person like yourself or another. It can also be a situation, an experience that you desire, something that brings you joy and pleasure. Just allow one thing that you would like to send a healing to come to mind, and you'll just visualize out in front of you a ball of light that just holds the image of whatever it is that you would like to send this healing to. And then if you would like, you can rub your hands and juice yourself up a little bit. Turn your power on, commanding that power, healing and grace to flow to you, through you, into your hands. And as you feel your hands activated, just pretend like you're putting your hands and holding this ball that holds that image of your desire. It's like you're just placing your hands around an imaginary ball of light, infusing it with all that you desire to support this intention, this mock-up. And whatever it is that you are sending this healing to receives it 100%. Any necessary changes are being made right now. Any edits, shifts, updates are being made right now. As you continue to infuse your wishes and desires into this ball of light, Remember to breathe. Relax your shoulders, allowing this maybe subtle energy. Maybe you feel it strong. But either way, just allow it to move through you. Sometimes the energy is so subtle you barely even feel a thing. It doesn't mean it is not happening. And then you'll take a few deep breaths. And just like you were turning off a water faucet, you just begin to slowly turn that faucet off, allowing that flow of energy that's moving through you to lessen. And whenever you feel ready, you can completely close that faucet, channel of energy. Taking a nice deep breath again. Slowly, gently, bringing some movement to the physical body. And whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes and come out of meditation. Okay, so I think that's a very interesting message, medicine woman tonight, Miss Ixchel. I actually like that name, Ixchel. Sounds cool. Um, but yeah, I find this message to be very timely, because, for one, yesterday, in at the massage school, where the guy that I've been shadowing, the current instructor I've been shadowing, he was talking about how, and once you go through massage school, like, you're no longer, you can consider yourself a massage therapist, but it's a very transformational process and program, and career. And I was chiming in and just saying how, yes, once you become a massage therapist, like, and you're really passionate about it, you find your groove in it. You're not just a massage therapist; you're a healer, because you can change someone's life with a massage. You'd be surprised, especially if they've been feeling something, like chronic pain and suffering for a long time, or in my case, I had a client of mine who's paraplegic, so he's in a wheelchair, and gets a lot of lymphedema and swelling. So in his legs and feet and ankles, and so anytime I see him, I give him like lymphatic drainage. It's so cool. He says it's kind of a pain in the butt because he has to use like a catheter, and so what happens is, when I do the lymphatic drainage, it's great because all the fluid retention is moving through his body. But the part that's a pain in the ass for him is that, he has to. It takes a lot of work for him to go to the bathroom. So, he's like, it's great. I can actually see the bones in my feet for once. For at least a week or so, I can see the bones in my feet, because they're always swollen. And so anytime I get that lymphatic drainage, he's excited. He can see the bones in his feet, the legs, everything looks smaller and more proportionate. But it takes him like a whole 30 minutes to use the bathroom. So that's the part that's kind of like, eh. But it just, the power that you hold within your hands, is underrated a lot of times, and we don't always give the power of touch its recognition. And the first thing that, I think that for all of us, we have this innate ability to want to help others for the most part, right? Unless you're real got some stuff going on in there. But for the most part, as you know, as a culture, society, we see people and we kind of just naturally want to help, especially as women. But one of the things that we do, if you think about it, in this process of helping others, part of it is we try to facilitate healing in some way, shape, or form, whether it's listening to somebody and just being that, shoulder for them to cry on. That is healing too, being a space holder, knowing how to hold space for someone to allow them to be vulnerable and not to interject and, just support them. Not even sometimes they don't even need you to say anything. That being a space holder is a form of healing because that person is able to release and it can be cathartic. Okay. You don't always have to be like a hands-on, doctor, surgeon, massage therapist, that type of thing to be to do healing work. And a lot of times we tap into our abilities to heal by simply placing our hands on ourselves or on others. Healing and laying on of hands is not a foreign concept. In Reiki, that is exactly what that is, the laying on of hands, but so is reflexology, so is massage, hell, so is doing hair, like, um, and so what happens is if you think about it, right, the first thing you're like, oh, I got a headache. You tend to put your hand there. Oh, I got a toothache. Oh, my eye hurts. Or, oh, I just feel real sad or something. Or, like, I don't know, this kind of, my knee hurts. We always use our hands to connect to those places and spaces within us that are imbalanced or experience some sort of discomfort or disharmony, right? So we naturally have this instinctual ability to say, oh, let me connect to that space. And so, what you're doing is when you're placing your hand there, you are learning to hear with your hands, you're learning to see with your hands, you're learning to know things with your hands. And you actually, they don't talk about it very often, but you do have chakras here in the center of your hands. So sometimes when you're meditating, you might feel energy or a tingliness there. I know sometimes we're like, oh, palms of my hands are itching, that means this, that, and the other. So when that happens, a lot of times we're like, oh, that means money's coming my way. But what happens is, it's kind of funny the way I think of it. When the palms of your hands itch and you scratch it, a lot of times we associate that with money, right? So a flow of money, and you think sometimes like a scratch off ticket, like a lotto ticket, it's kind of like, okay, let me see what the prize is. So I think that's kind of interesting that is that correlation to the hands being itchy and then something, you know, um, coming in or being received monetarily. But outside of that, if your left palm is itchy, it could be an opportunity for you to receive something, so be open to receiving. The right palm can be, if that gets itchy, that can be like you might have to let go of something, to make space for something that you do want to receive. So the hands are something that we've been we've known to connect with when it comes to healing, but we sometimes don't always give ourselves the credit that we are healers as well, and to trust in our abilities to do so, to trust in our body's ability to heal. So that's kind of just uh, a long dissertation. I don't know about that, but the collective message that I have would be to just kind of play around with that energy, okay? Because you can actually activate your own healing hands. And like I said, even with Reiki, you can be attuned to Reiki, which that just gives you like some guidance and clarity and so forth. But we naturally have energy that runs through us, right? I talk all the time about us being electromagnetic beings, and everything that has any sentient being, us, plants, animals, all have an electromagnetic frequency. Even the earth has an electromagnetic frequency, a pulse. And so that is what you're doing when you're channeling energy. You are channeling that life force energy through your hands. And so a way to play with that is to make energy balls. So if you have something physical or emotional, mental, you just rub your hands together and build a little friction there. And then what happens is you start to just kind of feel sometimes like, oh, there's a little tingliness or something. All right, because you've activated all your nerve endings here. And so now they're all fired up and communicating. And when they fire up, the nervous system creates something, an energy called ATP. And that ATP, that energy can feel like warmth. It can be feel like heat at the same time. And so, anyways, when you're doing that, now your hands have been activated because all the nerve cells, nerve endings have been stimulated. And so they're firing that up all through the rest of your body. So now you're like, okay, tuned up. And as you do that, you can start to feel a little bit of a like a give and take, maybe a very subtle push and pull, or an expansion and a contraction. You might feel like you're kind of playing with almost like an energetic Play-Doh or like slime or something. I don't know, like something like that, I guess. Like silly putty, energetic silly putty is what it might feel like in your hand. So just feel whatever comes to you. But then, what if you're healing? You can place your hands on yourself, or if there's an image, if you have a journal that you write intentions in, if you do candle magic, if you like to do tea magic or water magic by holding like a kitchen witch would do. You would hold your plate of food, or you would hold your glass of water, your cup of tea. You just kind of hold it so you can charge it up with just doing this little exercise and placing your hands around it or on it, and just imagine yourself infusing whatever it is that your hands are on with a particular intention. And you might start to notice you pick up little things with your hands. The intuitive gift that comes with your hands and is called clairtangence. And so when you're clairtangent, like most healers, you'll feel energy, very subtle energy with your hands. And some people can also read, like if you give them a trinket of a loved one or something like that that's crossed over, you give them a trinket, they can hold it and they'll start to get downloads and images and activate their clairvoyance and stuff like that. So that's really cool too. So yeah, the message overall for the collective is remember that you are a channel for healing. And it doesn't have to look any particular way, okay? If you're here, you're alive, you're breathing, you got some blood moving through you, you're good. You can do some healing work, okay? You're equipped with all the necessary tools already. If you want to expand on them or to solidify them, become more familiar with what they are, then like tonight's message, you can learn some different healing modalities or start a healing practice. So with that being said, let's go into these readings. Stop the recording.